welcome to the vlog that concludes October. What a month! What a month! Hi, I'm Hayley and I'm part of the regional team here in Southern Counties, which is part of Baptist Together. It's freezing! It's like proper winter now, but when I was in Disney I got this nice warm hoodie, but it is so cold, so cold. So I got back from Disney. Oh, it was amazing. I didn't get to ride Tiana's Bowen Adventure because it was down the day that I was in Magic Kingdom, and the issue with only going for a short period of time is it's really difficult to get back and do stuff. So yeah, but I had a lovely time. I had a bit of a winner on the plane on the way back. No one sat next to me, so I had lots of space to stretch out, which was wonderful. So I landed at 7:30 UK time, which my body clock time was like 1 AM in the morning. And I then got home by about 9ish and was in a Zoom call for work at 3. That was ill-advised and I won't ever be doing that again. But that was really, so did that, then spent the day in our offices working with Claire and having some meetings, then travelled up to BU Council. BU Council was good, there was a good tone about it. It's really good meeting up with people. It feels like the culture of BU Council is changing. And by that what I mean is when I first started going to BU Council about 6 years ago, I went on as a co-optee. I was a local church minister. And there was definitely a them and us. There was definitely an old boys club actually. So people would sit up drinking whiskey late at night, and it was made clear that you weren't part of their little group or gathering. Whereas now there feels much more of, if someone's on their own, people go, oh, come and sit with us, come and, and the tables and the groups get bigger and bigger, which feels so nice. And it definitely is a massive change. So that's good. Part of council was the feedback from Project Violet. So again, Project Violet, I'll put some info in the description below. And it was good hearing local church associations, college, specialist teams, how they're embracing those recommendations and what they're going to do as a kind of call to action, which was amazing. There's about 60 of us gather for council, and on the evening, and on Wednesday evening, there was a prayer session which was around lamenting around women's experience, and then making some resolutions to make that council and core leadership have about making a safe space, being allies, advocates, and that was brought in that space. Those that held it absolutely beautifully, and it is right that we pause and lament. Unfortunately though, the numbers dipped. So Wednesday before dinner there were 60 people in the room. For the Project Violet Lament and Prayer there were 40 people in the room. By Thursday morning there were 60 people in the room again. I understand that some people may have been called away in an emergency. And I understand why people go, actually, do I really need to be at that? Can I schedule another meeting in, or just dash out for a bit of headspace because it's been a full-on day? I get that, but we all think that. We're all there doing that. And funnily enough, no one ever does that when we're talking about finances or ministerial recognition rules. But when it comes to lamenting, we do. And so the majority of those, it was 18 people that were missing. The majority of those were men, and some of those were my regional team leader colleagues. So that hurts. that really, really hurts. That tells me everything, actually. So we have our RMTL as a regional minister team leader meeting coming up, and I'm hoping to have the space to challenge and raise that. Yeah. But those that were there felt the weight of what we were doing, and this is a good step forward for our movement. Then came back. I managed to meet up with a mate in London on the way back, so catching up with her, which was it's always good to spend time with people that you care about. So it was good to make space for that. Friday again was another day kind of meetings, which was varied and good. And then Saturday, I crashed. I just slept. My body had not got used to time. Jet lag was like mental. So most of Saturday I just slept, which was beautiful. It was really nice to do absolutely nothing and just sleep and watch TV and drink tea. Amazing. Sunday I was at my home church where I'm a member, Basingstoke Baptist Church, and I was actually preaching as a member, and I got to do a children's talk. I don't often get to do all those talks, so I made a mess, which was great. And then this week again, I've had meetings, been in Didcot, been in different spaces, been meeting ministers in their churches. I like to go and visit ministers in their patch, in their locality, just to get a feel of it. The problem is, though, the heating's not always on. So I've spent a lot of this week really cold, like cold to the bones cold, which I need to... I don't really want to go and get thermals. Like, I'm not at that age, right? I'm not at the age for thermals. So I'll just moan and then vent on here about how cold it is. And then I've just got back from a church. So Saturday I was at a church, Porton Baptist Church, have made the decision to close. And that's not a bad thing, right? So they recognised that nobody lived locally, everyone was driving into the church, and the community had changed around it so much that it wasn't reflective of the community. It's like on the edge of a farm with very few houses around it, and then there's a big Anglican church in the village, and it feels like they're just celebrating all that God's done, recognising the sadness of a closed church, feeling the relief of not having to manage a church anymore, and knowing that as they close that door, actually God's going to birth something new and exciting in different spaces. So we had the formal church meeting to do that, and in a couple of weeks' time I'm going back to lead their final service, which would be a real honour. So I did that Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday I've been preaching at Langley Free Baptist Church, one of our churches just on the edges of Slough, and it was their 123rd anniversary. So it was great to celebrate with them. So October ends with mixed emotions. One, shattered, just partly because of jet lag and my own stupidity of trying to go out to Florida just for 6 days. It ends with heaviness. We've had some very serious meetings this month. We've had to implement some decisions, and that's not always easy. The weight of leadership is not always easy, but it's necessary. But also hopeful that actually when we make difficult decisions, I believe that God honours those with our hearts in the right place. Hopeful that actually churches and associations, specialist teams are embracing Project Violet. Hopeful that churches are moving in seasons. They're not clinging on to the old just for the sake of it, but living with open hands and releasing all that God has, and celebrating God's faithfulness through the years of church life. So that has been October. You can keep up to date with all that I'm doing on my socials. But yeah, I hope your October's been well. Oh my God, it's so nearly Christmas. It's nearly Christmas. So yeah, you've been you, I've been me, and I will see you next time.